Hey everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. Today we're going to talk about Sun in your 10th house in Capricorn in the Aries ascendant. Okay, so Sun in the Capricorn in your 10th house in Aries ascendant. To understand that, as always, we first need to understand the characteristics of it all. Okay, let's talk about the Sun. What are the characteristics of the Sun? And then we'll talk about house 10, then we'll talk about Capricorn, and then we'll put it all together. So, Sun is fame, Sun is power, Sun is ego. Yeah. Sun is confidence, Sun is father, Sun is king, royal, Sun is status, Sun is your right eye, and most important, Sun is your soul. Okay, so wherever you generally see the Sun in your horoscope is the place where you find the most happiness, where your soul is the most content being in that house, or activities related to that house. Okay, so in this case, let's talk about what is house 10. All right, house 10, the best way to explain house 10 is the style of your work. It's very heavily related to your work. What will you do in your work? What will you do? What is your style of working going to be? Will you be hardworking? Will you not work at all? Depending on the planets in there. What are you going to use more? Are you going to use your speech more? Are you going to use your hands more? What are you going to be doing? That's what house 10 is going to tell us. Also, it tells you about your status, about fame, power, those kind of things is also house 10. It tells you a little bit about your father as well, the status of your father. But house 10 tells you a lot more about your status, the way you work, things like that. All right. Now, Capricorn, number 10 sign that's sitting in there. Who is the Lord of Capricorn? Lord of Capricorn is Saturn. Yes. What does Saturn have? What kind of qualities does Saturn have? Saturn is considered a slave on the hierarchy, and Sun is considered the king, right? So Saturn is a hard-working person who doesn't have ego. Okay, it wants you to work hard without ego, with a servient attitude. That's the best way to explain Saturn. And Saturn is the god of karma. It will give you results based on how hard you work in the life, how patient you are, how you treat elders, how you treat people that are supposedly on a lower rank than you. Say in work, you're the manager and they're working underneath you. How do you treat them? You know, things like that. So that's Saturn. Saturn is a fair judge, you can say. You know, he's an elderly fair judge. So now let's put it all together. What is the relationship between Sun and Saturn? Well, Sun is Saturn's father. So Saturn is Sun's son. But the relationship between the two of them is not good at all. They are bitter enemies in astrology. They are, wherever you see the two of them sit together or make any kind of association, usually in that horoscope, you're going to see some kind of struggle between the father-son relationship, always. So in this particular horoscope, this person may have issues with their own father. They've had issues with their own father growing up. They may be better now. Doesn't matter, but at one point they've had issues. Or they may have issues with their own son, okay, as they're growing up. If it's a female's horoscope, they may have issues with their father, either growing up or in the future, however. So whenever you see Sun and Saturn having any kind of association, maybe they sit together in a house, maybe they're sitting in each other's houses, you know, maybe Saturn is sitting in Leo somewhere, and maybe Sun is sitting in Capricorn or Aquarius, mostly with Capricorn, they're going to have issues with father-son relationships. So that's number one thing that I wanted to tell you. In this scenario, this person is going to have a real rough time getting that kind of fame and status at work because it's sitting in Capricorn. Sun is usually, this is a Kark house for Sun. Sun is like powerful in this house because Sun wants to work, okay? So if Sun is in house 10 in other signs, say Sun is in its own sign, Leo, right? It's going to be a completely different kind of atmosphere there, right? So you want to see where which sign Sun is placed in. So in this scenario, they're going to have some strained relationship. This person's going to have to work really hard at work. They should be following ethical paths, but they may not, because of that relationship between Sun and Saturn. Saturn's going to make it really hard for you to shine at work. It's gonna create a lot of issues. And depending on what are the other associations, it's going to tell you more in terms of what those issues may be. Perhaps you have Mercury sitting in that house, and now that association could be based on the way you speak, the way you give orders to your employees, or the way you take orders from your bosses, things like that. If you've got Jupiter sitting in it, then it could be issues that you're having with your gurus, with your teachers. How are you taking their education? How are you respecting them? Those kind of things. So associations will really matter here. Aspects from malefics and benefics would really matter. Say Jupiter is aspecting this house 10 in this horoscope. Now, those relationships are still going to be hard, but they may get better faster. Jupiter may give you good power here to make that relationship get smoother faster. If you don't have any Jupiter aspect on it, this could be tough. This could be a tough location, tough position to have. It would take you just a longer amount of work. And as I always say in my videos, I don't ever say that there's a no in horoscope. I say the things that horoscopes tell you will happen, but it's up to you when you understand what's happening and how you improve that. Okay, so in this scenario, you know that maybe you're having some ego issues at work. Okay, you can work on that ego in yourself. You can work on that father-son relationship. Maybe you can bend down. If you're the father, you can bend down and your son will follow suit. And if you are the son, you can bend down. Try to respect your father regardless of what they're saying, because you can't change a person. You can't. You can change yourself, and that may change the other person seeing how you are. So that's what your horoscope is going to help you with. So let's talk about the aspect that it's placing on the house 4. Sun is friends with Moon. House 4 is Cancer here in this scenario, and Cancer is ruled by Moon. And so Sun is aspecting its friend's house, house 4. So you're going to have some, albeit it's going to be strained, because keep in mind, when you're sitting in an enemy's house, you're not that comfortable. So you're only going to be able to give that kind of an aspect to another house as happy as you are. So you're still going to have some struggle in your real estate, maybe with your mother, maybe with the vehicles, and your own personal happiness in your family environment would be a little strained, but it will get better as you work hard on fixing your house 10. The aspect will get better and better. The more happier Sun is going to start to feel in house 10, the better it's going to aspect your own house 4. What is house 4?